Yo, what up y'all? My name is Temp. Welcome to my complete walkthrough of the capital Outskirts in Altus Plateau. If you enjoy the video or learn anything new, please leave a like and subscribe to join the Room Temp Gaming family. This helps out tremendously and is so much appreciated. The comments I've been getting from you guys has been very valuable input. Keep leaving them, and I'll see you in the video. Alright, so we are starting off with an Ulcerated Tree Spirit. It's a good start to the guide, but get through it and we'll get our golden seed. We've already fought numerous of these guys, so this shouldn't be too much of a problem. We are also in open land right now, so we have plenty of area to run around. We can use our summons, and we have this new build, which I will try to remember to link in the description. It is on my channel under the awesomely named builds playlist. And I'll try to get a few more out for you guys. So after this fight, we can see a caravan in this camp that holds the Great Hammer Giant Crusher. Or it might be an ultimate weapon, I'm not sure, but it is extremely powerful. It is the preferred weapon for pure strength builds. So if you're going for Unga Bunga type style, this is it. This is what you've been waiting for. Let's check it out real quick. Yes, it's a colossal weapon. Alright, so next up we're going to be heading northeast over here to this little platform. We can kill these wolves, grab this little bit of loot here. And then we're going to be making our way to a minor Erdtree church, where we're going to grab a Missionary Cookbook, the Golden Order Talisman, or Incantation Seal. And we're also going to be talking to Melina at the Site of Grace. There's our seal. This seal is really good for fundamental spells, which are incantations that also have int requirements. Alright, so we're going to rest at the Site of Grace and talk to Melina. She's going to give us some dialogue. And then we're going to head over to the sealed tunnel dungeon. Got our outer order emote. We're going to head back to the outer wall phantom tree Grace. I hate this Grace's name, it's so long. And then from there we are going to head directly east to where there is a large cliff, and we can head down on the left side. There is a beetle down here, an invisible beetle running around. And what I do here is I'm going to speed this video up some so you don't have to waste your time watching me miss. I stood in between the little gap that you jump over to get down here, and I just waited for the beetle to come down. There are some slugs in here, so take care of them. But this is a good choke point to really get this beetle, and you'll get the Ash of War Prayerful Strike. Now I'm just going to head over here and collect a couple things real quick. This is on the southern side of the lake. There is a NPC here from previously, however, I did not see him. There's a bunch of messages on the ground. He's like standing right outside of the dungeon. I don't think he's super important, but we're going to be continuing on. We are in the sealed dungeon now, the sealed tunnel, and there are some illusionary walls we're going to have to go through. So there was one, and we can make our way in. We're going to hang to the right, break through all this rubble. And there is a chest on our right and an illusionary wall right behind the chest that we're going to roll into here in a little bit. There is our smithing stone bell bearing number 2. We can turn that in at the finger maiden ladies at the round table hold, so we can get more unlimited smithing stones. So right now I'm just clearing out this room, looting the stones on the walls, getting what I can before I go through behind the chest that has the illusionary wall. Alright, here we have an elevator. We're going to take this on down. And we're going to have to do a bit of climbing here. But this is an illusionary wall, so we can break through that. Grab some runes. Expose the other illusionary wall. And we're going to hop up here on the top vine, or top root. Head to the right here toward the south. There are going to be 3 of these Vulgar Militia guys that just jump out at us. And we're going to grab our Stonesword Key. Now all that we have left is the end boss. And this is an Onyx Lord. So now we're heading to the east, staying on the routes over to the platform through the tunnels. And here's where we're going to have to climb up a little bit. So we're not heading. Okay, yeah, let's take care of this part first, and then we'll go through that area. Now when you jump down here, there is a Iron Maiden that comes out, whatever they're called, Iron Virgins, and a bunch of militia guys. So be wary of them. If you stand back there where that statue is, the Iron Maiden will destroy it and you can get some extra smithing stones. If you don't feel like dealing with all that, then just kill the Iron Maiden or don't. Guys aren't that hard, just watch out for their grab attack and side roll them. That's all you really got to do. Now we're just going to see if there's any other loot to be had, and then we're going to head back up the ladder and finish off the dungeon. Alright, so here we have these roots that are blocking us. We're just going to have to jump on over them. I'm going to grab the loot that's scattered around. There are these balls that we had run into before in Caelid. In the Dragon Barrow Part 4 video I have up on the playlist. These guys, you can just run up and kill them, or they explode and kill themselves. But they do have quite a large explosion range, so do be careful. And it does seem they can hit you through walls and through floors, so keep that in mind. Now we're going to crash through this rubble here expose this other wall. This is to the south. And we're going to do some platforming here. So we're just going to make our way all the way down. Grabbing the loot on the way, of course. Watch out for all those balls. Alright, so now we are at the boss chamber. And we already know what it is with the Onyx Lords. Let's get this guy. Grab his Greatsword. And we will move on to fight a very familiar foe. Two very familiar foes. So this right here, after we defeat the Onyx Lord, it's okay if you didn't come out here and you already teleported out. But this is the Divine Tower over here that is used for Rygard's Great Room, which he is in Volcano Manor. We'll be getting through that in the next video, which will be Mount Galmir, which will head into Volcano Manor. So it might be the next maybe 2 videos, but it'll be within that same map area. So now we're teleporting back to our favorite site of grace, the outer fucking phantom tree illusion ghost grace, whatever it's called. And we are heading up the ramp here to the northeast, and there is a gargoyle that jumps down, and he's going to be trying to stop us from getting up there. So we're going to take him out real easy, because remember, we fought 2 of these guys at the same time, and they were much harder than this one. And once we kill him, we will get his Great Axe, which I really like all the gargoyle weapons. They're all A tier and above. Especially the fact that most of them you can, or some of them, you can use Ash of Wars on them and change them. So now that he's dead, we're going to keep traveling north-northeast. We're going to come upon a little Erdtree thingy here. We're going to grab both of the golden seeds. And we're going to head up these stairs here, and there's going to be, well, let's talk to this bitch first. When we head up these stairs, don't just rush up. There is a loot beetle on the left side, up on that platform up there. And you'll want to range him, but you can't target lock onto him, so you can either go around him, but he will disappear. So you want to try and get him first go. I'm just free aiming my lightning spear right now and trying to get a hit on him. There we go. And there's our golden parry. So you can use spells, you can use big AoE spells, arrows, rain of arrows, different things like that to get him, but I just settled for lightning strike. So up on top there next to the gate is a lost Ash of War. And now we're going to head back down to the golden seed tree, and we're going to take a right, heading northeast, and we're going to come across our friend Margit, the Fell Omen. And yes, this guy did kill me. So he is currently disguised as just a little nobleman, but he breaks his disguise, and now you can see him for what he truly is, a wielder of piss-colored weapons. The range on that, just can't get it quite enough sometimes. There we go. And now we have our Viridian Amber Medallion. +1 or 2, 1. And now we're going to go do some nighttime hunting. We are going to be defeating the Bell-Bearing Hunter, the last Bell-Bearing Hunter we have. We've defeated all of them thus far. And we're going to be taking out a Deathbird. First, I'm just clearing out this little camp here, seeing if there's anything to grab. Now, this other Site of Grace we grabbed in the previous video. If you don't have it, just check the map and walk on up to it. We're at the outer outskirts again. It's just northeast of where we were fighting Margit. So now we're going to head directly east. There's a little camp here I'm going to grab something from. We're going to head east. We're going to go up this path. And we're going to take an immediate left when we get up there. Just showing you where we are at on the map now. Alright, so we're at the top here. We're taking an immediate left. I'm going to go all the way to the end where we have a merchant shack. And we're going to go talk to the merchant. We're going to sit at the Site of Grace. We're going to change it to nighttime. We're going to get up from the Site of Grace. And then we're going to rest at the Site of Grace one more time so that the Bell-Bearing Hunter spawns. This is how you must spawn Bell-Bearing Hunters every time. You do not have to travel to a different Site of Grace. You just have to rest at the Site of Grace after changing it to nighttime. So let's go talk to the merchant. I think you actually have to talk to the merchants first as well. Then we're going to change it to nighttime. Unless it's already changed, so we may not need to. Okay, the merchant is gone. And once we enter here, we're just going to go on. Yeah, I died. We're going to go on a full off combo. Not combo, but we're going to start it off good here. This thing is so nice. And now, my strategy for the Bell-Bearing Hunters, because I have a real problem avoiding their attacks specifically. I am going to lightning the shit out of him until he dies. Sometimes you just gotta be a little cheesy and, you know, use the opportunity that the game sets forth in front of you. And be a complete coward. It's okay though. We just want the loot. We don't care how he dies. We just want him to die. So now we got the Medicine Bell-Bearing. Grab our runes. I'm just going to check and see if there's anything actually in here I want. I might get a Festering Finger. Yeah. Alright, now we're going to head toward the Deathbird. Which this Deathbird is probably one of the easiest ones that we are going to be coming across. We've already fought in several. We've gotten their awesome weapon. We've gotten a couple spells that are related to them. But before we do that, let's head northeast and pick up the Winged Cracked Tear. I just picked it up. And right when you pick it up, right over there where all those runes are, the Deathrite Bird should already be on his way to start bringing you down. This guy's catching me on every hit. He is a hard one to get this Dancing Blade skill off on, that's for sure. these guys are extremely vulnerable to holy damage. So what I would recommend is using anything with holy pots, holy grease, holy weapons, holy ash of wars, to fight these guys, because it makes a huge difference in the damage you do to them. I mean, this guy would have been dead in about 6 hits if I used my scythe with the holy ash of war on it that I was using previously. So there is our Twinbird kite shield. Actually a really good shield. 100% damage negation, and it looks really nice. And now we're going to head over to the minor Erdtree over here, which normally we fight Erdtree avatars. There's just a little omen troll guy here though, so no worries. Now I did forget to pick up the loot at this Erdtree, and we're just following this path south. And then we are heading directly east through all of these trees, straight on the path. Now, when you start getting hit by those arrows there, you take an immediate left and go toward the big Erdtree right there, the minor Erdtree. So I did forget to pick up these items here. I'll show you real quick on the screen where they are. It's pretty obvious where they are. They're right in front of the Erdtree. But I'm going to slow-mo it here and just point. As my mimic just impales this sorry NPC. Alright, kill them. Make sure you grab those tears, guys. And then we're going to go fight one of the coolest enemies in the game. And they give some of the coolest items as well. You guys are going to love these. And we are heading southeast, following the coast here of the, not the coast, but the edge of the cliff here. So that we don't get just popped off by these sniper giants. And I did come up here and I died. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be clipping out that whole first fight I had with him, so as not to waste our time. And I'm going to sneak up. This is the best way to sneak up on him, from the left. But I'm going to be going from the right, because I'm reviving at the Stake of America now. You can sneak up right behind him and just unload a whole arsenal of your tool belt on him if you like. And you can go this way to the right, however he will spot you. And you kind of have to give him a minute to not spot you. Let that 5-star go down. And we can buff up. We got our psychic, our physic on. And we can get a nice intro hit on him. Nice little combo. Now this guy does some really sick Ash of War abilities here. Unfortunately, we do not get them on his weapons. Fortunately, we get his weapons. So that is pretty cool. And they look awesome. And they're not bad. They're really good. Get the Dragon Greatclaw and the Dragonclaw Shield. Oh boy. The Dragonclaw is a colossal weapon. It has its own Ash of War Endure, which isn't bad. And then we have the Shield, which has a Shield Bash Ash of War. Not bad either, not the best, but it's a good shield and it looks really cool too. So now that we defeated him, we're going to go on over this bridge here. It travels into Lindell, the capital city here. But we are not going to go in. We're just going to grab the Site of Grace for another video that we'll be getting to after Mount Gelmir and Volcano Manor. So we'll be traveling into the city and progressing our story. So now we are going to go to the most bullshit of bullshits, a Hero's Grave. And y'all already know Hero's Graves are the worst dungeons in the game. So get ready for it. You're not going to want to skip this one though, because there is some prime loot to be got in here. Prime loot. Part 1 ain't much. But part 2, holy shit guys. It's incredible. And yes, we're going to be dealing with chariots. So right now I'm just out here fucking around for some reason. Trying to give these guys a hard time, get a couple runes. You know how it is. And we're heading right down here to my location there, to the west, the bottom of this cliff. Right at this little lake pond thing. And from down there, and we're going all the way down here. And we're going to be taking a hard right all the way through the lake here. Now, this could in fact be where that NPC was, where I was talking about earlier. I think this is actually where it's at. I can't remember the NPC's name. It's not Bernthal. It's something though, right? It's just it's nothing really super relevant though, and the quest line that he may be connected to, where you can actually just talk to him, is not available anymore to us. So don't worry too much about it. We got other playthroughs that we can do, and you better believe I'm going to do another one for you guys. So now that we're done there, got the loot in that lake, we can ride on through this crevice here. And there's a statue here that you can get the rune bear to the left, to the east I mean, to break open, to grab the smithing stones. It did it for me, but it killed me. So I decided to not kill the rune bear then, and just let him go while I go do my dungeon. So let's get in here, let's grab our Site of Grace after the elevator down. We get 2 full sets of gear in here, guys. This is crazy. So right when we get in, we're going to hit this Stonesword Key. Grab our golden Epitaph weapon. Deal with these basilisks. You should pull them out where I'm at, just because you don't want to get caught in the death blight and keep dying. Now, for these long dungeons, and this will be true for this dungeon, and for the next dungeon I'm doing, which will be the end of this video. It will be a little difficult in there. It is pretty tricky to navigate. There will be a lot of traps and teleporting happening. But just follow along. I'll have it on a slower speed than normal. So when we get out to this ramp area where the chariot spawns, you're going to run three torches down, hide in the alcove there. And once the chariot passes, you're going to run down in between these 2 pillars. Another chariot will spawn on that side, and you can just roll right down here. And we're going to travel on through, fuck those basilisks. If you want to kill them, I would recommend it, just so you know what we're doing here. And you can kind of pause and stuff. But once we get out here, we want to let the chariots pass us going up. There's one on the right side as we look down, and one on the left. And you just want to play the game of one goes up at one time, the other goes up at another time. So you just want to keep waiting to have an opening to where you can not be getting run over by one of them. You know, it's not too difficult. Just run up, and you just have to time when you're going to run out of that alcove that we were at. And now that we are in between those 2 pillars and that chariot went back up, right where that dead body is, we can walk to it, grab the loot, and slowly walk down onto the banisters below. So we're going to be at these banisters often. I'm also going to die at some point in this dungeon, just so that you can kind of keep up and see how to get back. And I would just recommend dying as well. I think I might have done it on purpose to get back to a spot that is a little difficult to remember how to get back to. So if you do die, you can kind of rewind that footage there. And now that we're on this little safe area here, we're just going to take out these basilisks. not get inflicted by Deathblight. I died probably 6 times into Deathblight in this dungeon. Not to these guys particularly, but the ones that we were at before in that little tunnel that led to the chariots, the dual chariots. That was very unfortunate. So now we are going to head over here to the left opening. Kill that guy that was going to ambush us. Turn around, go directly south. Grab our Vulgar Militia asses, damn. I don't know if I want they ass, that's for sure. And now this will pop up the part 2 of this dungeon, which is the, I guess you could say, the harder part. But we got better loot, so it's worth it. So we're going to come back over to these banisters. We're going to jump down onto the right stone walkway down here. We're going to use it as a walkway. This skeleton does not do a good job guarding here. So we're going to take him out easy peasy. And we're going to head up this ladder further to the south. I have a tendency to roll into walls when there's a message in front of them. So we're going to head out here, and the chariots are spawning above us right now. And there they are. So we're going to wait for him to go up, and then we're going to head over to the other side of the ramp here, and we're going to kill a skeleton. Bang. Just don't let your head get hit by that chariot. And now once this chariot goes up, we're going to head down by torches. It's 3 torches. The torch right in front of us is 1. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he got me. Alright, so this is where I'm dying. Yeah, that was not intentional. That was me sucking. So we get a little bit quicker when we start running there. So let's head on back over to where we were and just follow along with me, and I'll show you exactly where we were. Alright, we are back to where we were. So we're going to head over to the little cut here. Kill this skeleton again. And we're going to wait for the chariot to come up. And we're going to try and get out there real quick. So real quick, there we go. Third torch, we take a left. Ooh. Alright, as long as he knocks us into there, we're good. We're good. So we're going to wait for him to come back down, go up and bolt on down to the end. take a hard left. We're going east now. We're killing these two goddamn skeletons. And we're gonna, first we're gonna take a left and go north, up the stairs. We're gonna come into this room with an elevator. We're gonna stand at the far south edge of the elevator because there is a flame turret that will hit us. When we go over into there, we're gonna hit it so it stops shooting at us. But it will be shooting the way we're going to be heading, which is okay. We're fast enough. Here we go. Pop it one time. Now while it's doing this, you can go ahead and run ahead. I didn't for some reason, but that's where we're going. So let's let it shoot off a couple and we'll head on in. So once this stops, we're going to run in, take a left, and don't be too fast because you don't want to fall off this ledge here. You want to get this loot first. And then once we jump down here, these chariots are going to get destroyed. And we are going to get our first set of stuff. Our Ash of War Holy Ground. And guess what? The Tree Sentinel set. Yeah, boy, you got that right. So that is awesome. We now have a full set of that. And if we walk on out, we're back to where we were. We know this place. We're going to head all the way down here. There are the boss doors right in front of us, but we're going to head right first and hop back on down here. We're going to go back all the way down these banisters. We're going to head over to that ladder, take it on up again. There's that skeleton, finally doing his job. And now look at that, there's no more chariots. So now we can run up here to where that one chariot was. Can completely not avoid that flame. Run on in. Smack it. So I thought there was more up here. I guess not. I don't think I'm forgetting nothing. Alright, so now that we got that loot up there, we went all the way down, take a left, and we're going to go straight instead of south. We're going to go east instead of south. I'm sorry, we're going to go east instead of north. We're going to kill this Omen Ogre dude. And then we're going to pick up the Crucible Feather Talisman. Very cool. And now we're going to head to the last bosses of the dungeon. So we're going to go back north. Get this elevator down for us. Now there shouldn't be a flame shooting at us this time, but who knows? I could have died and everything. Yep, I definitely died and everything reset. Clipping these videos to make them shorter and to actually get all of the entire walkthrough without missing an item while I I'm also continuously dying, guys, is difficult. So I think I did a good job on this one and the next one, which were probably the hardest ones to clip together out of all. So now that we're back in this area where we got the Tree Sentinel set and we noticed that all of the chariots died, we're going to head all the way up to the south. And then we're going to skateboard back down like we just hit a fucking vert ramp because I went the wrong way. We're going to go all the way down where the boss doors are. We're going to take a right. Oh wait, we don't need to take a right. The boss doors are open now, but we do have to push them open. So let's go do that. That's right, we already did all that. I'm forgetting what we did, guys. Apologies. So we're going to run right to the boss door. You can pick loot up if you want. Don't fight any of these guys, just a waste of time. And we're going to be fighting, yes, you guessed it, 2 Crucible Knights. So once you get in here, you have enough time to summon and drink a potion, or summon and charge a spell, or an attack. Now what I like to do is I like to come in here, let my summon take instant aggro of both of them, and try to get as many hits on both of them as I can possible while they're teeing off on my summon. That did not work this round, but that's okay. Since we got one down a lot, I decided let's just focus on one, and then it could be a 1v1 after my summon's dead. And I knew they were going to kill my summon because they always kill my summon. I would be very hard pressed to do this fight solo. I always have problems with Crucible Knights. I know some people don't, but these guys really are just really tough for me. They also piss me off a lot. So now that it's just me and the knight, Ordovis is dead, which we will be getting Ordovis's full set of armor and his sword once we kill both of these guys. So that's good news. When this guy gets into phase 2 where he lights up right there and he does his first flying attack, his flying attack is basically instant, unlike the previous. And then he also has that hook grab. And if he grabs you, he doesn't one-shot you, but he does do a shitload of damage, so do be careful. I can't wait to get the spear that he's using right now. That thing is so sick. And he's down. Good job, guys. If you want to cosplay as a Crucible Knight, you can do so now. And Ordovis's sword is actually really cool. He does the same. You can do the same Ash War he does, where he spins it around and slams it. Alright, so the last and final dungeon on this walkthrough is the Auriza Side Tomb. And that is directly northeast past the Rune Bear in a little cut up here. And this one does have to do with some teleportation back and forth between different rooms and mirror images of rooms that you think are real. I'm not really sure, but it's cool, but it can be a real pain in the ass because you go through a certain thing and you're like, wait, this is not the same, but it's the same. So follow me as close as you can. It's not insanely difficult once you know what chests do what, which I don't. Just kind of remember, okay, this took me here, and then that's kind of where I go from. This is a complete walkthrough though, so you will get everything. There's only 2 things to really get, but we need those soldier jars, man. They're so cute. So we're gonna hop on in here. We got a bunch of jars. No, we don't have no jars in that room. Never mind. We're just gonna keep going straight, and then we take a left, and this is our first teleport. And don't resist it, guys. Just let it happen. And here we are. So we're going to head straight on northwest. We're going to come down these stairs in the open room. We're going to take a left, go through this little opening so we can pull these guys in and kill them. I'm not doing a great job though. So I'm just going to keep on coming out, and we're in a larger room here in a little swampy mess. And there are some iron gates. We're not going to be going through the iron gates. We're going to be going through the little passageway over here to the west. There are some imps to ambush, as there always is. I spend way too long trying to hit this guy with a spell, so you can go ahead and skip ahead probably like 30 minutes. Alright, so just checking something real quick. Alright, so do not open this chest yet. We are not opening it yet. Every chest in here, I believe, is a teleport, so don't open that one yet. Head back over here, and we're going to head southwest. There is an illusionary wall. There is, of course, an imp in here that will ambush you. Oh, I'm sorry. Jars. That's right. The exploding jars. For some reason, I thought these guys exploded on their own just running, but you have to be in proximity of them, or you just have to kill them. So I think I'm just going to kill them, because it looks cool. Now we're going to head back into the chest area where the jars came from. And we're going to trigger this chest. And this chest will put you up on the balcony where that imp was throwing pots at us. And you can sneak up behind him. But my imp decided to back off and fall. What an idiot. Alright, so now we can sneak up on this imp out here, though. We can grab him. And then we have some stairs we can head up to the west. There's another imp hanging out over there, and there's also another imp that's going to jump down halfway across this platform here. Of course, if we read the message, it'll tell you that, won't it? I thought that candle was loot. Alright, so making sure I'm not forgetting. So we're going to jump down here. We're going to go behind the staircase, kill the imp, grab the glovewort. And we're going to head up those stairs. There is a big old jar boy here. And there is some exploding little jars that come out of the corners there as well. I was going to lead that guy over to fight, like to blow up on the boss. Or not the boss, but the big jar. But I didn't really want to get myself cornered. So I decided against it. So now that they're down, we can go grab the ritual pot from him. And we can head out into this room. We're going to go through this skinny doorway here. And then we're going to continue on southwest in this swampy room. And here we are at another chest that looks the same as a chest that we have been to before. So let's hit this chest. This guy gets a few hits off on me while I'm teleporting. That's kind of unfair, but whatever. And now we are in a new little area here, a new room with two little pots. Now we actually wanted to be in here in a different order, but it's okay, not a big deal. So since we're in this one, we're going to kill these pots. We're going to grab all the loot. We got a cracked pot. I think we got our cookbook in here too. No, the cookbook's in the other one. Okay, so we're not going to go up the ladder. We're going to take the chest back, and then we're going to go find this exact same room, but the other version of it, which will have the big pots in it. So there'll be two big pots instead of two little ones. So once we come out here, just follow along where I go. I'm going to head southeast into this chest. And we're up here on a ledge again. We're going to hop on down. We're going to take this chest right here. I know this is super confusing, but it is taking us to where we need to go. And this will be the swampy room with the two large pots. Go ahead and take them out. The right one will aggro you first. And then here is where we can get our Perfumer's Cookbook. There it is. Get some more pot stuff. And now we can make our way back to the other version of this room to get the ladder. See, I was a little confused. I was like, wait, where's the ladder at? I realized, oh, it's in that first one I was in. So we're going to go to the other version of this and finish off the dungeon. Hopefully you guys had an easy time following along here. Can be a little confusing, for sure. So we're back up at that little platform that the guy was throwing pots off of, and we're continuing up our path here. Now we're in this room again. Once again. See, I'm getting confused. I'm like, wait a second, is this really where we're supposed to be going? And we're going to just go ahead and jump on down into the room, head up these stairs, head up some more stairs, and look, there's absolutely nothing, guys. So let's go back down. Excuse me, at least you guys know you're going to get out of here. So this is the way we need to go here. So go back down in this skinny little doorway here. Now we're going to go through here back to where we were. But we're going to take this chest instead this time. And here we are at the little pot swamp area and with the ladder. So this is the ladder we were looking for. Climb all the goddamn way up here. And we're going to open the boss door, guys. Yay. So now we can go back. We can rest up at the site of grace and comfortably fight the boss now. So let's go do that. We're going to take this chest. And now we are back at the beginning. So there is the boss door. Let's go rest up at the site of grace so we have all of our stuff back. And then we'll beat the shit out of this boss. Alright, we have one of these gladiator dudes again. They're not too bad. The Grave Warden Duelists. There are some pot friends here too, though, this time. I decided I'm going to try this guy without my summon, just because they're not really that big of a deal. But he actually gave me a run for my money. Now, don't get me fucked up, though. I've done many a playthroughs solo. My main is NG7, and I've made it a point to push myself to get a lot better at these games. I'm not very great. I think I'm a little above average though. So here are the Soul Jars of Fortune summons, and that is going to wrap it up for Altus Plateau. That is the entirety of Altus Plateau, guys. So I commend you if you've made it this far into the game. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next region, which is going to be Mount Galmir. Mount Galmir. We already touched a little bit of that land with this site of grace here, the Bridge of Iniquity. That's where we're going to be starting. And we're going to be hitting up this shitty-ass area and travel through one of the coolest legacy dungeons in the game, Volcano Manor. So I will see you guys next time. Like and subscribe, please. I appreciate it. And stay cool.